Gus Fring is getting nervous. We get a de facto tour of his psyche in this week's episode, by way of the elaborate surveillance system designed to spot Lalo Salamanca, the man Gus tried to kill, before Lalo can kill him. It's a no-expense-spared operation. 7 cameras are pointed at Gus's house. Someone keeps an eye on nearby cars when he drives. A hired gun is working the friolator at the Los Palos Hermanos where Gus has an office, and 2 guys are trailing Kim, in case Lalo goes looking for her first. Also, he's wearing a bulletproof vest and has a firearm strapped to his ankle. This guy is expecting the worst. 2 weeks and we haven't had a tickle, says Mike, toward the episode's end. Nonsense as Gus in so many words. He's in a game where your instincts get to fail you only once, and he will not be swayed from his conviction that Lalo is alive. As viewers, we know that he's right, but we're in the dark about everything else Lalo related. He hasn't been seen for the last 2 episodes, and spotting Tony Dalton's name in the opening credits doesn't count. The effect is to put the audience in the same mind space as Gus. We too know that Lalo is on his way. Exactly when is a total mystery. If he arrives, when last seen, the suavest member of the Salamanca clan, not a competitive category true, was on the hunt for proof that Gus was behind the failed, very bloody home invasion of Casa Lalo. He isn't going to show that proof to Gus, of course. He's going to show it to the cartel, which may mean Gus will face a whole organization with many reasonably capable assailants in its employ. Thing is, we know that Gus is going to live, and that frames a conundrum for Better Call Saul writers this season. Given that Gus is a lead character in Breaking Bad, and Lalo is not, he's mentioned once by Saul in that series, which does leave some narrative wiggle room. Gus's survival, at least through the end of this series, is assured. Which is to say that the degree of difficulty faced by Vince Gilligan, Peter Gould, and every other writer on this show is very high. They are betting that when a tale is told well enough, it is suspenseful even if the ultimate outcome appears to be known. The success of this season thus resides not so much in what is going to happen, but how. And already there is plenty of intrigue. Your faithful recapper is riveted by Mr. and Mrs. Ryman, as they are identified in the credits, Gus's bicycle-happy, hand-signal proficient next-door neighbors, played by real-life couple Kirk and Joni Boville. There is a hidden tunnel between their homes, and the Ryman's kitchen and living rooms are occupied by Gus' underlings, some armed, others manning a video screen installation. The Rymans appear to live in their basement, where they do jigsaw puzzles when not getting out for a ride. Who are these people? Until now, the number of non-combatants aware of Gus's double life is, let's see, 0? At least at this point in the story, so we have to assume the Rymans are on the payroll. But one of Gus's video watchers refers to Mrs. Ryman as ma'am when he asks for some iced tea, suggesting he doesn't know her well. And the Rymans seem intimately familiar with the local homeowners association, implying that they are longtime and authentic members of the community. What's certain is that when Gus moved into 1213 Jefferson Street, he purchased the house beside him, presumably a just-in-case measure that is now coming in handy. While Gus frets, Jimmy and Kim continue Operation Cockamamie, which in this episode involves briefly absconding with Howard's Jaguar while he's seeing his shrink. The man has marital problems, we learn. The plan involves a pantomime with the ever-amenable Wendy S. Julia Minessi, whom Breaking Bad fans will remember as the meth head and prostitute who helped Jesse with a nutty scheme of his own. She was supposed to deliver poisoned burgers to some especially wicked street-level dealers Jesse wanted dead in Season 3. Editor's picks. But I'm all grown up with a job of my own. Flying with dogs or cats? These are airlines' pet policies. 36 hours in Toronto. This time, Wendy pretends to get bounced out of Howard's car, making it appear to a slack-jawed Clifford Maine, who is the sole audience for this spectacle, that Howard is consorting with and mistreating a hooker. Like previous parts of this campaign to frame Howard, this one works without flaw, thus clearly foreshadowing that the entire plan will ultimately fail. There's a jarring tonal shift in these scenes, as though Better Call Saul decided it can't all be tense violins and deadly tangos and must switch occasionally to tubas and the cancan. This is certainly lighter fare than the anxieties of a man who fears imminent demise. But when Jimmy gets a spray tan, whitened teeth, and a wig to pull off his Howard impersonation. The show seems a little goofy.